Here with me now to discuss CNN legal analyst and former federal prosecutor Shan Wu. The president's attorneys are saying they're not worried about this, but now you have Cohen speaking not just to this special counsel, but he's also accused the president in effect of directing him to commit a federal crime. Should the president's legal team be worried?
They should be very worried. They might have had some reassurances earlier in the game before this all happened with Cohen, but at this point, somebody like him who's so close, knows everything that's happened, it's a danger not only on the campaign finance issues, but also on the front of the Trump organization itself.
How key a witness would Michael Cohen be to Robert Mueller on his two main lines of inquiry, one being obstruction of justice and the other being this question of whether there was campaign collusion with Russians during the election?
Much stronger on the first, perhaps, than the second. The second, we just don't know what kind of details he knows about the collusion possibility. But on the obstruction, I mean, frankly, from a layperson's point of view, not putting on my prosecutor's cap, even when you hear that tape, it kind of sounds like he's looking to interfere with the system in terms of the money payments and such. Right. So I think it's very dangerous on that point. And, you know, one thing that's interesting is many former prosecutors were saying that he didn't have to have a written cooperation agreement. That's more for the protection of him, to make sure there's some promise to him. They may even have said, hey, we'll cooperate without something written, just as a show of good faith, because they really want to get a break on the sentence.
Right. And that could still happen. If he provides information that's useful, Robert Mueller could turn around and say to the court, he's helped us out here, cut him some slack, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So the other person cooperating now, and this, again, things are moving so fast, this was news, you know, it's Paul Manafort. He's agreed to cooperate with Mueller's investigation as well. Of course, he was campaign chairman for a number of months during 2016. President Trump asked about Manafort, said that he doesn't see a problem as long as he tells the truth. Do you buy that confidence?
I don't. I think Manafort's as dangerous for the president as is his White House counsel, McGahn. They are both right with him in terms of the collusion issues. I mean, they're both well placed to hear his musings, his thoughts about what's going on. That's what's really dangerous for the president, is that Manafort was there during the campaign. Any offer of any information he would have discussed with him, he's in a position to know. That's why it's so dangerous for him.
Big parlor game in Washington now is when is Mueller going to wrap up? I mean, the Mueller investigation from the beginning has truly been a black box. It does not leak. But based on these moves that we see happening, the moves that he's making, witnesses that he's talking to, et cetera, as an experienced prosecutor, do you see evidence that he's close to a conclusion here?
I think he is moving towards the conclusion. There's the added political issue of the midterms, and he'll probably will kind of quiet down during that time. But I think what's very ominous for the president is this whole kind of surrounding ring of people close to him cooperating. Yeah. Now Mueller does potentially have the information he needs to make a decision about obstruction.
Understood. We're going to be watching closely. Shan Wu, thanks very much. As always.